Welcome to all of you, my friends, on the another session of the NCERT 7th Geography, Chapter 4, Air. Atmosphere, we studied in the previous chapter as well, but now discuss once more. What is the atmosphere? Our atmosphere is our Earth is surrounded by a huge blanket of air called atmosphere. Atmosphere comprises the 5 layers, starting from the Earth's surface. First layer is troposphere, second one is the stratosphere, third one is the mesosphere, fourth one is the thermosphere, and the fifth one is exosphere. What is the importance of the atmosphere? Because all the living beings on this earth depends on the atmosphere for their survival. It provides us the air we breathe and protect us from the harmful effect of the sun's rays. Without this blanket of the protection, we would be baked alive by the heat of the sun during the day and get frozen during the night. So it is this mass of the air that has made the temperature on the earth livable. Greenhouse gases. The carbon dioxide released in the atmosphere create a greenhouse effect by trapping the heat radiated from the earth. It is therefore called a greenhouse gas, and without it, the earth would have been too cold to live in. What is the global warming? Global warming is the when the level of the CO2 in the atmosphere increases due to the factory smoke or car fumes. The heat radiated increases the temperature of the earth, and this is called the global warming. This rise in the temperature causes the snow in the coldest part of the world to melt. As a result of the sea level rises, causing the floods in the coastal areas. There may be drastic changes in the climatic of the place, leading to the extinctions of the some plants and animals in the long run. Nitrogen and oxygen are two gases which make up the bulk of the atmosphere. Carbon dioxide, helium, ozone, argon, and hydrogen are found in the lesser quantity. Apart from these gases, tiny dust particles are also present in the air. What is the nitrogen? Nitrogen is the most plentiful gas in the air. When we inhale, we take some amount of the nitrogen into our legs and exhale it. But plants need nitrogen for their survival, but they cannot take the nitrogen directly from the air. Bacteria that live in the soil and roots of some plants take the nitrogen from the air and change its form so that plants can be used it. Oxygen is the second most plentiful gas in the air. Humans and animals take oxygen from the air as they breathe. The green plants produce the oxygen during the process of the photosynthesis. In this way, the oxygen content in the air remains constant. But if we cut the trees, then this balance gets disturbed. Carbon dioxide. The carbon dioxide is another important gas. Green plants use the carbon dioxide to make their food and release the oxygen. The human or animal release the carbon dioxide, and the amount of the carbon dioxide released by the human or animal seems to be equal to the amount used by the plants, which make a perfect balance. However, the balance is upset by burning of the fuels such as coal and oils. They add billions of the tons of the carbon dioxide into the atmosphere each year. As a result of this, the increased the volume of carbon dioxide is affecting the Earth's weather and the climate. When the air is heated, it expands, becomes lighter and goes up. The cold air is denser and heavy. That is why it tends to sink down. When the hot air rises, cold air from the surrounding areas rushes there to fill the gap. That is how air circulation takes place. Structure of atmosphere. Our atmosphere is divided into the 5 layers, starting from the Earth's surface, and these layers are: first layer is the troposphere, second one is the stratosphere, third one is the mesosphere, fourth one is thermosphere, and the fifth one is the exosphere. Troposphere is the most important layer of the atmosphere because its average height is 13 km, and the air we breathe exists here. Almost all the weather phenomena like rainfall, fog, hailstorm occur in this layer. Stratosphere. The stratosphere is the above the troposphere lies the stratosphere. It extends up to the height of the 50 kilometer. This layer is almost free from the cloud and associated weather phenomena. That is why it making the condition most ideal for flying the aeroplanes. One important feature of the stratosphere is that it contains a layer of ozone gas. Thermosphere. In the thermosphere, temperature rises very rapidly with increasing the height. Ionosphere is the part of the thermosphere layer. It extends between the 80 to 400 km. Thermosphere is help in a radio transmission. In fact, radio waves transmitted from the earth are reflected back to the earth by the thermosphere. Exosphere is the uppermost layer of the atmosphere is now the exosphere. Exosphere has very thin air and the light gases like helium, hydrogen float into the space from here to there. What do you mean by weather? Weather is the day-to-day or horse-to-horse condition of the atmosphere. A hot or humid weather may make one irritable. A pleasant, breezy weather may make one cheerful and even plan for an outing. Weather can change dramatically from day to day. However, the average weather condition of a place for a long period of time represent the climate of a place. Do you know? You will be surprised to know that the earth receives only one part out of the 2,000 million parts of the sun's energy. What is the temperature? The temperature you feel every day is the temperature of the atmosphere. The degree of the hotness and the coldness of air is now is the temperature. The temperature of atmosphere is changed not only between the day and night but also from season to season. Summer are hotter than winter. An important factor that influences the distribution of the atmosphere temperature is insolation. What is the insolation? Insolation is the incoming solar energy intercepted by the earth. The amount of the insolation decreases from the equator to towards the poles. Therefore, the temperature decreases in the same manner. That means the temperature maximum at the equator and the minimum at the poles. If the earth's temperature rises too high, it would become too warm for some crops to grow. The temperature in the cities is much higher than of villages because the concrete and metals in the buildings and asphalts of the roads get heated up during the day and this heat is released during the night. Also, crowded high-rise buildings of the cities trap the warm air and thus rise the temperature of the cities. Do you know? The thermometer measures the temperature, barometer measures the atmospheric pressure, and the rain gauge measures the amount of rainfall. Wind vane show the directions of the. What is the air pressure? Air pressure is defined as the pressure exerted by the weight of air on the earth's surface. Do you know? As we go up the layers of the atmosphere, the pressure falls rapidly. The air pressure is highest at the sea level and decreases with height. Horizontally, the distributions of the air pressure is influenced by the temperature of air at a given place. In areas where the temperature is high, the air gets heated and rises. This creates a low pressure area. We know that the low pressure is associated with the cloudy and sky wet weather. In area having the low temperature, the air is cold and it is therefore heavy air sinks and create a low pressure area. High pressure is associated with the clear and sunny skies. The air always move from the high pressure areas to the low pressure areas. Do you know? The standard unit of measuring the temperature is degrees Celsius. It was invented by the Anders Celsius. On the Celsius scale, the water freezes at the 0 degrees Celsius and boils at 100 degrees Celsius. Do you know? On the moon, there is no air and hence no air pressure. Astronauts have to wear a special protective spacesuit filled with air when they go to the moon. If they did not wear this spacesuit, the counter pressure exerted by the body of the astronauts would make the blood vessels burst and astronauts would bleed. Wind. A wind is named after the direction from which it blows. The wind blowing from the west is called westerlies, and the wind blow from the east is called easterlies. What do you mean by the wind? The movement of the air from the high pressure areas to the low pressure area is called the wind. Types of the winds. Winds are the three types. First is the permanent winds. The trade winds, westerlies and easterlies are the permanent winds. These blow constantly throughout the year in a particular direction. Second types of the wind is the seasonal winds. These winds change their direction in a different seasons. For example, monsoon in India. Third one is the local winds. These blow only during a particular period of the day or year in a small area. For example, land, sea, and land and sea breeze. Moisture. When the water evaporated from the land and different water bodies, it become water vapor. The moisture in the air at any time is now as the humidity. When the air is full of water vapor, we call it as a humid day. As the air gets warmer, its capacity to hold the water vapor increases, and so it becomes more and more humid. On a humid day, clothes take longer to dry, and sweat from our body does not evaporate easily, making us feel very uncomfortable. When the water vapor rises, it starts cooling, and the water vapor condenses, causing the formation of water drops. The clouds are just masses of such water droplets. When these droplets of the water become too heavy to float in air, then they come down as the precipitation. Precipitation that comes down onto the earth in a liquid form called the rain. There are the three types of the rainfall. First is the conventional rainfall, second is the orthogonal rainfall, and the third one is the cyclonic rainfall. Rainfall is very important for the survival of the plants and animals. It brings the fresh water to the earth's surface. If the rainfall is less, the water scarcity and drought occur. On the other hand, if rainfall is more, then it creates the flood. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon to get all notifications.